Hi there, it's Ryan Liberty, and in this video I'm going to talk about what is my experience with acute stress disorder, also known as ASD. Let's talk about it.
Ooh, ah.
Alright, let's talk about my experience with acute stress disorder, also known as ASD. So the way that manifested in my life, and just for a little refresher, ASD is kind of like PTSD. It's just a 3-day to 1 month period that diagnosis is given. I was not diagnosed myself, but if you want to know more about those two disorders, I have videos on ASD as well as PTSD. But for me, the way that acute stress disorder showed up in my life was a time when I was robbed, actually. I was working at an ice cream store, and somebody came in and they held a gun to my head, and everything was fine. They did rob us, they took money, but they fled, and it turns out that it wasn't an actual gun. It was wrapped in newspaper, and it was really just a water gun wrapped in newspaper, but I had no clue. I actually grabbed it in reflex while it was happening, and to me it felt like a real gun. I had no idea. So to me, the way I experienced it was that it was real, and that's how it really matters anyway, to the person who's traumatized. For me, that's how I experienced it, so that traumatized me. The reason that it was acute stress disorder was because those effects only lasted for a month, approximately. It probably really more like a week and a half or 2 weeks. So what happened for me was I felt nervous, just day to day. In my general life, I kind of had anxiety. I did go back to work, and it was a little scary, but it wasn't. And you know, I'm trying to think. This was a long time ago. There was a bell on the door. I don't remember if that bell became a trigger or not, to be quite honest. But I do know that I was feeling a little shaky, a little unsafe. I would hear a song that reminded me. I don't know if that song was playing on the radio or something when this all happened, but every time I heard a particular song that was on at the time, it kept bringing me back to, in a quite clear flashback, it brought me back to being in the room, seeing the guy walk through the door and approach me. And so there were definite flashbacks, and there was an emotion of fear that kind of arose with that. But it wasn't something that, although it did kind of interfere with my life, it didn't stop my life, and it resolved itself because I was safe, and I think I felt safe enough. I knew I was safe, and I had enough of supportive people around me to know that I was okay. It was a one-time incident. They did catch the guy. So for me, that was enough for me personally to be able to resolve the acute stress disorder and to continue living my life. Somebody else may not have the same temperament as me. They may not have the same support system, and they may go through a similar experience and continue on to have PTSD. So for me, it just manifested in acute stress disorder. It was frightening. It was a tough, challenging couple of weeks, I believe it was. But it's over, and it was manageable. I actually did not see a therapist or anything about it. It was just it was not traumatizing enough that I needed that kind of extra support. So that's how acute stress disorder manifested in my life. I hope that's helped you if it's something that you've experienced or someone you love has been experiencing. If it's something that you have experienced, I'd love to hear how has it been like for you. So please go ahead and comment below. But in the meantime, I hope that my perspective has helped to give you a nice human look at it. And I appreciate you for listening. Thank you. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below, because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. However it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay, and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.